Being a hermit is a literal death sentence, and let me explain why. You think that being on your own and working towards your goals is a kind of noble and good thing to do, and I'm here to tell you that it's actually going to fuck up you and the people around you so much. I was this person during lockdown. I was in my room the whole time, just doing my own thing, just watching videos and kind of wasting my time and wasting my life. And in the process, it kind of tore my life and my family's life apart because I was so bad to be around and I was such a shit person. Being a hermit and being alone all the time does so much more damage than you actually think. It turns you into this kind of subhuman goblin person that doesn't have sunlight, doesn't socialize, and no one really likes them. So if you're someone who's struggled with anxiety like I have, then being alone all the time is just going to make this matter worse. You need social interaction and you need things like competition, so these healthy dopamine sources to turn you into more of a man, increase your testosterone and destroy your anxieties for good. Because being on your own all the time, you'll be in your head all the time, you'll be overthinking all the time like I was, and you won't be able to live like a normal human. You'll be like this subhuman goblin kind of thing. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how we can destroy that for good. There is a specific hormone that actually gets released when you are doing these social interactions, when you're with a loved one or when you're stroking a pet or something like that, like interacting with another human or another a live thing. And seeking this hormone is actually a very good way to avoid falling into this trap of being so anxiously on your own the whole time and overthinking the whole time.
So what happens when you do socialize? Well, this hormone called oxytocin is released. This is kind of like the bonding, the trust, the connection hormone that gets released when you do these kind of habits. So it's released during physical touch, sex, deep conversations, laughing with friends, feeling included, petting a dog or a cat, something like that. So you can think of a scenario if, for example, you have a day where you're particularly anxious and in your head the whole time, and you go downstairs to your living room and you stroke your dog for about 5 minutes, and doing that action kind of like completely flattens out your anxieties because you don't really think about anything else when you're stroking a pet or when you're talking to a friend. If you can imagine, you would have had deep conversations with friends before. Maybe it's like those conversations when you're in a sleepover and you're about to fall asleep and somehow your whole fucking life story and all your insecurities come out and you talk about everything when it's dark for some reason, and you're having a sleepover and you talk about everything. And a deep conversation like that releases huge amounts of oxytocin. And in that conversation, you can imagine that when you're having that conversation, you don't worry about anything, you're not anxious about anything, you're not really overthinking, you're kind of in that present conversation. The same happens during sex or during a very like physical touch with a partner or girlfriend or whatever. Laughing with friends, if you laugh with a friend or make a joke, you're so like connected and so much oxytocin will be released. There's also like research that ties oxytocin into testosterone, and that actually will benefit it as well. But in general, you can think that logically, if we are more social and we're laughing and we have a partner and we have good social connection, then a lot of oxytocin will be released. That'll just be good for us in general, good for humans in general. You know that humans are social creatures. And so testosterone is the vehicle to kill your anxieties, and that does feed into oxytocin as well in a weird way. If we become more of a kind of masculine and driven person, we are more likely to seek like better social interaction. So you can imagine it's the vehicle, it's the way we get to decreasing our anxieties. It's why I have a paid course on it, and it's why I work a lot to help people on it. So what I did is I just chucked into ChatGPT, what are all the benefits that increasing my testosterone would have on like my mental health and my physical health, and it came up with all of these. So like lower baseline anxiety, motivation, resilience to stress. If you had lower baseline anxiety, you wouldn't get anxious as much, you wouldn't be overthinking as much, your mind and your focus would be put towards positive things and actually useful things to think about, not just, oh, if I go outside, thinking about possible things that could happen, you know, just being a normal anxious person, and all the other common benefits. So actually testosterone has a big effect on our mental and our anxiety and our self-assurance, resilience to stress, assertiveness, boundaries. Reduced social avoidance is a big one as well, as you can see here, and withdrawal. I found that when I was in this low testosterone frame of mind, before I tripled my testosterone, I was very kind of separated from people. I was like a hermit and I was in my room the whole time. I didn't want to see or interact, so I was hugely socially avoidant.
So we've established that increasing our testosterone is one of the biggest ways and the best vehicles to get to a kind of no anxious point in your life. And it ties into oxytocin, it ties into those good relationships you have with people. Say, for example, currently right now, you are a bit of a loser and you're a bit of undesirable person to be around. If you become more like one of your ancestors, more like a man, if you put on a bit of muscle, and if you become more kind of intellectually wise, maybe, or something like that, you would become more desirable to be around socially. And you can do that by going about following a good training program, or by starting to read every day. And all of these tie into wanting to be a high testosterone driven male, and not just a more of a primal male. Obviously, we don't want to be exactly like our caveman ancestors. We want to be with the times, and as modern and as wise, and we don't want to die by 30, pretty much. And so increasing testosterone is the vehicle to kill your anxieties. It's the best thing that you can do. And that's why my goal on this channel is purely to help men destroy their anxiety, specifically by increasing their testosterone, because that is the vehicle to destroy your anxieties, full stop. By getting insane results in my testosterone, I completely changed my life, and I don't have I'll have like 5% of the anxiety that I did before, if before was 100. So it's the best way to kill your anxieties, and I changed my life, and I want to help other people change their lives too. If this is you and you found this useful, then subscribe, because this is the place for you. And if you want quicker results, click the link in the description. That's like a course to get you to destroy your anxieties through at least doubling or even tripling your testosterone, and there's a full money back guarantee. So until next time.